If you tend to be a night owl, really want to make sure. Gosh, go play. It'll get you roasty toasty. These are my blue blocking glasses. Monkey, you're ruining the video. Welcome back. Today we got a fun video. So based on the title you clicked, it is all about how to become a morning person. So first off, before we even dive into how to become a morning person, I want to address that this video might not be for everybody. Frankly, there's going to be people out there who don't want to be a morning person, and that is totally all right. There's a lot of people that thrive at night. They like staying up late, they're more productive at night, and they don't mind sleeping in. So if that's the case, this might not be the video for you. There are some significant benefits to waking up in the morning, but if you thrive at night, then get it. You don't need to change a thing. But assuming you clicked on this video, chances are you either struggle with being a morning person and are trying to make that shift, or you're currently a morning person, but you want to find ways to make it more efficient and easier to get up in the morning. So if that's the case, keep on watching. There's something so special about starting the morning before the sun even rises. Waking up between the 5 a.m. to the 7 a.m. is that sweet spot that a lot of people strive for, but have some difficulty achieving. So today we are going to go over the top 10 tips on becoming a morning person. Number 1, I want you to ask yourself why. Seems simple enough, but I'd recommend even journaling it out. Don't just do a quick answer in your head, but write down, why do you want to become a morning person? What would be possible if I had an extra hour to 2 hours before I normally start my day? And what kinds of things would I be able to accomplish? Would you have more time to play with your kids in the evening because you're now able to fit your workout in the morning? Would you have more patience with your family because now you have this window where you can create some me time, some self-care in the morning that normally you just snooze through? Or how about you were able to finally tackle some of those to-dos that you have shoved underneath the couch way too long? Maybe this is finally your opportunity to grow a deeper relationship with God and you're able to dive into the Word, which normally falls at the bottom of your priority list. Or perhaps with this extra time, you're able to take your dogs out for a walk, and if you're a little bit like me, if they don't get that exercise, chances are they're probably destroying something in the yard. So if I can tire them out first thing in the morning, I know that they're going to be snoozing during the day. Or maybe with this time, you're finally able to prep your lunch where normally you might order takeout because you just don't have the time. So now by prepping your lunch, you're going to be saving money on takeout, but also have the opportunity to eat healthier food. So just to recap that tip, I want you to ask yourself why. Why do I want to be a morning person? Journal that out, dive in, and really get some clarity on why you want to be a morning person and what kind of things can come from it if you were to be able to do this. Just a little tangent. So doctors might tell us, okay, you need to lose weight, you need to sleep more. But a lot of times we don't do it. There's some sort of disconnection between the doctor and us. And in short, what that is evoking the emotions or what could be at stake or what could be possible if you were to achieve this. So really sitting into that and thinking about these things might be the missing link. Number 2, and one of the most obvious ones, is go to bed earlier. If you are sleeping in and have difficulty waking up in the morning, are you going to bed early enough to get a full 7-8 hours of quality sleep? If you're going to bed at 11 or midnight, chances are you're not going to be waking up at 5 a.m. on a consistent basis feeling like you're ready to conquer the world. And it might not be for everybody, but in order for me to wake up between 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day feeling energized and ready to tackle the day, I actually get in bed at around 8:30 p.m. I turn all the lights off, I don't have any extra stimulation, and I allow my brain to just process things and naturally fall asleep on my own. So if you're struggling waking up early, I would strongly advise going to bed earlier. And you don't have to do this big hour to 2 hour jump. So if you're used to going to bed at 11, try working in smaller increments. Try 10:30 for the next few nights and see how that feels. Once you've built up that consistent habit, then you can start adjusting that time frame a little bit more. Number 3 is going to be creating a nighttime routine, which is going to aid in relaxation. So like I mentioned, I try to get into bed around 8:30 to 9 p.m. on an average basis. At 8 p.m., I really try my best to avoid the screen time and stimulation. If I do watch movies or TV, I will wear blue blockers, which are glasses that are designed to block the blue light from a variety of light sources. These are my blue blocking glasses. They're actually really dirty. I have a few pairs lying around the house. You can kind of see that they have a tint to them, them. So these ones are a little bit more clear. I also have the intense ones that are super orange and they look like you're a construction worker. These are blue blocking glasses, going to be really helpful at blocking that blue light. And what blue light does is it stimulates that nervous system and keeps you awake and alert. So even when you're not ready to quite give up your social media, technology, TV, and movies, it's going to block some of that stimulation you get from it. You can easily buy those on Amazon. I'll link a few options in the description below for you. So besides reducing technology, having calming and relaxing teas like chamomile and peppermint are really helpful. Supplements like GABA, valerian, passion flower, lemon balm are very soothing and very relaxing and that are going to aid your body and prime it for sleep. Turning off the lights in the house, lighting candles are also going to be helpful tools. And I have a sleep video actually coming up for you guys, but one helpful tool I mentioned is pouring in Epsom salt into the bath. What that's going to do is it's not only going to calm the physical body with your muscles, but it's also going to calm the nervous system. Calming the nervous system is going to be helpful once again to create an optimal mindset for sleep. Number 4 is going to be aim for consistency and not perfection. You might also hear progress over perfect. I am a firm believer in consistency. Doing a habit on a consistent basis is eventually going to lead you to performing that habit at a high level basis. So if you're trying to get up earlier in the morning, if you're trying to work out more, if you're trying to pack your meals instead of eating out, every day doesn't have to be perfect. But taking the action every single day, whether you give it 5% energy or 500% energy, is going to get you closer to that end goal. So if you're super tired and you end up going to bed really late that night, can you at least move your alarm maybe 5-10 minutes earlier? Consistently performing a task every single day is going to be much more valuable at helping you get up earlier on a regular basis than following it 3 days of the week and then completely eliminating it the other 4 days of the week. So if you can, 7 days out of the week, do your best to wake up as early as you can, but it doesn't have to be perfect every single time. Progress over perfect. Okay, I might have lost count on which one. I think my numbers are a little bit off, but this should be number 5. Another small thing that a lot of people already have, but you don't recognize the impact or importance that it plays, is doing a sleep mask. If you don't have the ability to turn off all lights in your bedroom, if the windows are bright, maybe there's a light on the outside that you don't have control of. So trying out a sleep mask is going to be such an easy trick that will help you get a good quality of sleep so that you wake up rested and ready to start the morning. Okay, so to my next tip, this has been something that has been so handy for me, is planning your day the night before. So I have this book. You're going to open it up and it has daily agenda, to-do list, notes, phone calls, and the date. Every night I'm going to fill this out. So I kind of have my time frame listed over here. I try to be out of the house at 8 a.m. every single morning. So all the different tasks that need to be done before I leave, including self-care, relaxation, but also some things that need to get done like walking the dogs. In the notes section, I actually use this as a gratitude list. I do this the night before, so kind of as my wind down routine. What this is doing is it is going to reduce the amount of friction between me getting up and accomplishing my goals and me staying in bed. You want to reduce the amount of decisions in the morning. You consider Steve Jobs, he used to wear the same outfit every single day. The reason being is he's making some big decisions throughout the day. He doesn't want to waste any time or energy on wondering what he's going to wear that day. So when you're really working hard at trying to achieve a goal, I would highly recommend working on reducing the friction between where you're at now and you achieving this goal. Writing down the task the night before is helpful because first thing in the morning, I don't have to think about what needs to be done. It's already written there and I know just to start tackling things off. This leads me to number 6. That is, plan your morning around your energy and not on what you think needs to be done. So what I mean by that, if you tend to be a night owl, chances are first thing in the morning, you're going to be really slow to moving, to waking up, to firing on all cylinders. So I wouldn't recommend putting your hardest tasks that involve a lot of brain power first thing in the morning. Maybe going out for a walk is going to be something to slowly warm up your body and mind to the day. If you're somebody that your brain's awake, but you need a little bit of motivation or inspiration to start the day, perhaps getting up and putting on a motivational podcast or interview to get you going. I'll link my video up above that showcases a little bit of my morning routine. So just to recap, plan your morning the night before so that you can reduce that friction as much as possible. And just a little encouragement, you don't have to have this huge to-do list first thing in the morning. Start in baby steps. Maybe that's going for a walk, making a good quality breakfast, making the bed, and tackling one other to-do. It doesn't have to be this huge routine, especially if you're not used to doing a routine. Start small, progress so we're perfect, guys. The next tip is creating a tangible marker for success. A lot of times doing these accomplishments, going for a walk first thing in the morning, doing a workout, you might not always see instant gratification. But if you can find ways to have that tangible marker for success or gratification, that might be an encouragement to keep you going. So let me show you an example of what one of mine is. I bought this habit tracker on Amazon. I'll link it in the show notes below. I absolutely love it. It's small, it's compact, and it's also really aesthetically pleasing. So if that's something that kind of woos you, you like what you're looking at, it's just a nice thing to have. I'll show you a little bit. I'm going to cover up my answers, but in the beginning, it has this focus guide. So the first step shows you to determine your focus. Circle 4 to 6 themes below on what to focus. It has a few questions down below that guides you to figure out what that focus might be. Step number 2, to prioritize these items. And step number 3, different ways on staying accountable. So you're going to take all these and you're going to input them into the calendar. So once again, I'm just going to hide mine up for privacy. I have all my monthly habits listed in this spot right here. And every time I tackle one of those, I highlight it. It's just really helpful to have this habit tracker and to tangibly see something and to be able to highlight when you've accomplished something. It might be something small like this, but it's something nice to celebrate the wins, even if it is small. Okay, the next habit is putting your phone in a separate room at night. So first thing in the morning, you are not tempted to open up your phone, scroll on social media, and waste 30 minutes to an hour. Now you might be asking, okay, well, I use my phone for my alarm. What do I do? We've created something about 100 years back that's called an alarm clock. We used this before we had cell phones to wake us up. All jokes aside, guys, just buy an alarm clock. And there's so many cool, unique, aesthetically pleasing alarm clocks nowadays that we can put in the room. There's a really cool one. I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, but I am pretty close to putting it in my shopping cart. What it does is you set the time that you want to wake up. So it's going to start at a really dim light and then eventually increase to a really strong, vibrant light. So again, if you are somebody who uses your cell phone for alarm clock, put it in a separate room, go online, purchase yourself an old school alarm clock and use that to wake up. Next tip is getting an accountability partner. This is something that makes goal setting and creating and following through with habits so much more enjoyable. You have somebody to partner with, to push, to motivate, and to keep you accountable and making sure that you follow through with your goals. I have an incredible accountability partner that I meet with once a week. It's such a great opportunity to listen to each other. If you tend to be a night owl, hear the hurdles that we're facing and create strategies and solutions to help one another overcome them. Another way that you can utilize this accountability partner to achieve the success with your habits is put a little money on the stake. So maybe you have a habit tracker like this and you each have 5 different habits that you're trying to accomplish. The person who gets the most tallies throughout the month wins $25. So you're gonna have to fork up that $25 and hand it over to your accountability partner. Chances are when some money's on the line, you're gonna be extra diligent at following through with those habits. In the very beginning of COVID, when it first hit and we no longer had access to gyms, my sister and I created some monthly goals for fitness and we put some money on it. So whoever missed the most amount of days would buy the other person their leggings of choice. And you know nowadays, some Aloe Lulu Athletic leggings cost a pretty penny. And the funny thing is, we both tied. We pay every single day of fitness. Now, if I didn't have her as an accountability partner, if I didn't have a little bit of money at stake, I don't think that would have happened. I don't think we would have both been as successful as we were with this workout goal if we didn't put money on the line. So try giving that a shot. Another tip for you that I don't think a lot of people talk about, and this is one thing that I do on a daily basis, have a flexible window of time for your to-dos, your tasks, and things that need to get done in the day. So let me give you an example. It's not set 6 a.m. I wake up every single day. What I actually do is I set a goal and work backwards. Ideally, 6 is the time frame that I want to wake up, but I need to be out of bed before 6:30. So if I wake up at 5 a.m., fantastic. If I wake up at 6 or 6:15, that's all okay. As long as I'm waking up before that hard deadline of 6:30. Same thing goes for the rest of my morning routine. Bible study, drinking my hot chocolate tonic, having self-care and me time, all needs to be done before 7 a.m. So whether that takes me 5 minutes or 55 minutes that day, it doesn't matter as long as it's all being done before that time frame. If I spend 20 extra minutes doing task A, I'm gonna have 20 less minutes doing task B. So I hope that makes sense. Creating a little bit of this flexibility within your time frame makes things a little bit easier to perform at a consistent basis. Because a lot of times it's like, okay, I didn't get up at 6, screw it, I'm gonna snooze, and there goes the rest of my morning routine. No, create an ideal time frame and then a hard deadline of the time that needs to get done. And the last tip I have for you, go goes back to that intrinsic motivation and that mindset. I want you to ask yourself, what is the resistance of me getting up in the morning? Why can't I get up? Why am I not getting up early when ultimately I want to be a morning person? I really want you to journal out this prompt and see what it is that's holding you back from accomplishing this and being a morning person. To give you some examples, perhaps you didn't get good quality sleep or you didn't get enough sleep and you're tired. And that's the reason right there. You're exhausted, you're tired, you don't want to wake up early. So going back to the tips from earlier, making sure you're getting enough sleep, going to bed early, making sure you're winding down early enough so that you do get that good quality REM sleep. How about that you feel too cozy and warm in bed and you don't want to get out into this cold room? And what kind of things can you do to aid in this? Do you have a heater that you can auto program to turn on 30 minutes before your alarm so that it warms up the room and creates more of an inviting atmosphere and encourages you to get out of bed? Maybe you're lucky enough to have a significant other that wakes up before you. What you can do the night before, put your morning clothes in the dryer and ask your partner to turn on the dryer when they wake up. It's like a hot towel out of a shower. It's soothing, it's comforting, it's warm, and it makes it easier to get out of the shower. So having them turn on the dryer, warm up those clothes, and if they're really nice, they'll bring them over to you in bed, making it so much easier to get out of bed in the morning. I know that might not be available for everyone, but the idea is brainstorming different ways to combat the reason of why you're not getting out of bed. And something that coincides with that a little bit is taking a hot shower first thing in the morning. As soon as you get out of bed, jump in the shower. That will wake up the circulation, the blood flow. It'll get you roasty toasty. What about if you don't work till the afternoon or the evening and you don't really need to get up in the morning? Well then, why did you click on this video? There's a deep underlying desire that you want to become that morning person. So again, asking yourself, why do I want to become this morning person? What might be possible if I were to wake up an hour or two earlier? What can I achieve? What is your purpose and reason for wanting to get up in the morning? And sometimes that's enough motivation to make it happen. And maybe you work this afternoon and evening job and you don't need to necessarily accomplish work in the morning. Well, do you have some other goals that you've been trying to accomplish you just haven't had the time for? Do you have some self-care that you've been wanting to tackle? Do you need to go walk the dogs? Have more time to play with your kids? There's so many reasons to get up early, whether you work in the morning or the evening. And just to come full circle, not everybody thrives being a morning person. Not everybody wants to be a morning person. But I do believe there are so many benefits on becoming a morning person and the things that you can accomplish even before the sun comes up. And it's wired in our brains that when we accomplish these small or large tasks, we feel fulfilled, we feel rewarded. And all of this ends up making us a healthier and happier person. And who wouldn't want that? And I'm gonna leave you with this last little nugget. There is a quiz that I took a few years ago. Take it with a grain of salt. Horoscopes, I don't believe in them. I believe in a God who has a plan set out for us. But horoscopes are kind of fun to read and does give you a little bit of insight into the kind of character traits that you might possess. And this quiz is really cool at assessing what specific animal you might be. Lion, dolphin, bear, wolf. Every time I took the quiz, I was always the animal that thrived on waking up early, starting the day early. So it says dolphins are light sleepers who are often diagnosed with insomnia. Lions tend to wake up early with lots of energy. By early evening, they're exhausted. Bears' internal clocks track the rise and fall of the sun. They need a full 8 hours of sleep a night. And wolves have a hard time waking up early and are most energetic in the evenings. And what it does is it lists out the time frames and the best ways to start your morning based on the animal that you are. So for instance, a dolphin's gonna wake up and exercise first thing in the morning, whereas a lion's gonna wake up and eat breakfast, is gonna do planning and big picture thinking, is gonna meditate, have coffee, hold meetings, eat lunch, brainstorm and journal, and then they exercise between 5 to 6 p.m. So it's just a really cool chart to give you an idea or a time frame that might work most efficiently for you. And ultimately, if you don't gain anything out of it, it's kind of fun. All right, my friends, that is gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you gained so much clarity from this and found a few tips and tricks. So I'm curious to know, are you a dolphin, a bear, a lion, or a wolf? Comment down below and let me know what you are. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps support this channel, especially in the beginning of my YouTube career and working to climb this uphill battle against the algorithms. All right, guys, that is gonna wrap it up. I hope you have an incredible day and I'll see you soon. Bye. That's it. These bad boys need a deep cleaning. What do you think? Do I pull off the glasses or no? Maybe my face is too chubby to make it work. Let me know.